We are continuing this portion. We are discussing the chapter accounting for share capital. We already discussed some basic entries. Now we'll see how to draw this balance sheet. Balance sheet means the new format you have to do, the vertical format. Already you have studied that format last year itself. We discussed that. Then for accounting ratios also, you learned the new format of the balance sheet. So again, you just go through the balance sheet. So the format is, I'm not drawing it again, it's there in your notebook. Particulars in this textbook also. I mean in volume 2 also they have given the same format. So just go through that. The format what you have to draw is particulars, then note number and the amount column. First section is equity and liabilities. Under that mainly we have three heads. First is shareholders fund, second one is non-current liabilities, and third one is current liabilities. Shareholders fund includes two items, that is share capital and reserves and surplus. Then second one is non-current liabilities, which include long-term borrowings, long-term provisions, other non-current liabilities. Then under current liabilities, we have short-term borrowings, short-term provisions, other current liabilities. So that is the end of liability section. And on the same side, we will be writing the asset section, which is divided into non-current and current assets. Non-current assets, we have divisions like fixed assets, then non-current investments, long-term loans and advances, and other non-current assets. Then fixed assets, again they have divided into tangible and intangible. Under current assets, we have cash and cash equivalents, then inventories, trade receivables. Trade receivables include bills receivable and debtors. All subdivisions also you must know, and you are familiar with all these. Just go through the format of balance sheet once again. You must have this balance sheet format in your mind, then only we can work out problems in this chapter. Okay, so we'll see how to do the balance sheet in this chapter. Illustration 1, you all take page number 8.16. The question is, Strong Limited is registered with capital of rupees 10 lakhs. Okay, divided into 1 lakh equity shares. You just see this. We have in the balance sheet the first item, shareholders fund, which includes share capital and reserves and surplus. Reserves and surplus. Usually when you do the question, again share capital we'll write note number 1. You have a column now like note number. So below that we'll write note number 1. What is the meaning of writing note number? Note number means that gives the explanation of this item. The detailed explanation of this particular item will be shown in the next account. That means after you finish the balance sheet, you should have something called note to accounts. Okay, note to accounts will do. This will be showing, it's like a working note, but you have to draw the format and do particulars amount, that is the format of note to accounts, and usually in this chapter they will be asking you to show how share capital would appear in the balance sheet. That will be the usual question. Sometimes they will be asking you to do the entire balance sheet also. Rarely only. Usual question will be how share capital would appear in the balance sheet. So this is what you have to show. So this is a format, that is particulars, note number and amount. That is the format of balance sheet. Okay. Then again share capital you wrote note number 1, and the amount we can't write now. For that you have to do note to accounts. The working note will do. So now we'll see what is the division of share capital. Share capital, we have two sections under share capital. So under note to accounts we'll write like share capital first. Then below that we have like three sections. First is authorized capital. First is authorized capital. Then second one is issued capital. Then third one is subscribed capital. Third one is subscribed capital. Okay, so these are the three sections or three divisions of share capital. We have three. One is authorized, then issued, then subscribed capital. Now, authorized capital means it is the maximum amount of capital that can be raised by the company. Okay, authorized capital means maximum amount of capital that can be raised by the company by issuing shares. But it is not necessary that they should raise this maximum. Here in that illustration 1, maximum what they can issue is 1 lakh. Did you see? Registered with capital of rupees 10 lakhs. This authorized capital is also known as, you just write, I am not writing the terms. Authorized capital is also known as registered capital or nominal capital. Meaning is maximum amount that can be raised. In this question, maximum what they can raise is rupees 10 lakhs. Now, issued capital means it is part of authorized capital which is issued to the public for subscription. So here, how many shares did the company issue in this question? They have issued 75,000 equity shares. So that is the issued number. Issued capital means the amount you have to write. Here the number is 75,000 shares. Then subscribed capital means it is a part of issued capital which is subscribed by the public. See, here we issued 75,000. How many shares did the public subscribe? You read the third sentence. It received applications for 70,000 shares. So subscribed number is 70. We issued 75, they subscribed 70. And that situation we already learned. It is called under subscription. Clear? So it is not necessary that all shares that the company issued will be subscribed by the public. It is not necessary. Sometimes it can be more than that. Sometimes it can be less than that. That is called oversubscription and undersubscription. Sometimes they will subscribe the whole shares issued. Like 75 issued, 75 will be subscribed by the public. There are different situations like this. So I hope you understood these three terms: authorized, issued and subscribed. This is how you have to show the split up of share capital. Are we showing it inside the balance sheet? No. This is shown as a working note under the head note to accounts, and this is how we have to do. Then once you write the amounts and all, the total will transfer it to the balance sheet. Again, share capital, we'll write the amount. Okay, so we'll do this question. Illustration 1 we'll do. Then under subscribed capital, again we have like two divisions. You must listen this chapter very carefully. First of all, it is not so easy to understand. Second thing is, it is important from exam point of view. You need this chapter. It's lengthy also. It will take time for me to finish and for you to learn also. So listen carefully, study the portions daily. Otherwise, you will find it very difficult to manage this chapter. Okay, so subscribed capital, we have two divisions like subscribed and fully paid up. Then second one is subscribed but not fully paid up. Subscribed and fully paid up, subscribed but not fully paid up. These are the two subdivisions under subscribed capital. Subscribed and fully paid up means they subscribed, in this question they subscribed 70,000. And what is the face value of one share of a share? What is the face value? Just see that question. Rupees 10 is the face value. And here, just read that last sentence. The directors called rupees 10 per share, which was received. Called means you are asking them for payment. Calling means you are demanding them or you are asking the public to make the payment. That's the meaning of calling. So we asked them to pay 10 per share and we received it. So that is coming under fully paid up. Understood? Now, not fully paid up, it's not in the question. In the question, it is fully paid up category. I'll give an example for not fully paid up with the same question. They subscribed 70,000 shares. The company called only rupees, is it installment? Okay, it's not given the divisions of the 10. We'll take like rupees 8 called up. That means first installment we know that it's application rupees, suppose it is 5, then allotment rupees 3, then first call rupees 2. So this is how we are getting that 10. 5, 8, 2. I mean 5 plus 3 plus 2. Now this is the question given to you, and it is said in the question, public subscribed 70,000 shares. But the company has called only rupees 8, means company asked for payment only till allotment. That is how we are getting 8. Understood? So company has not fully called it. Company is not calling for that 10. Company has called only for rupees 8. This situation is called not fully paid up. Understood? We are not asking them to pay entire 10. We asked them, or we called, use the term called. We called only rupees 8 per share. That is coming under not fully paid up. That is one situation. Second situation is, this is not related to this question. In this question, they have fully paid. Entire 10 we called, entire 10 the public paid. It is fully paid up category. I am just explaining the not fully paid up category. Okay, second situation under not fully paid up. They subscribed 70,000 shares. Company called rupees 10 per share. I mean the entire face value company called, but public didn't pay the last call. Sorry, not the last call. Only one call is there. First and final call. If this is the situation, we called 10 per share. That is the entire face value. We asked for payment, but they paid only till allotment. They didn't pay first call, means they paid only till allotment. What is this situation called that you learned in the last video? When the shareholder fails to pay any one of the installments, that situation is called calls in arrears, which we debited because it is receivable amount. So the public didn't pay first call, means there is calls in arrears. That also will come under not fully paid up. So two categories are there. One is company didn't call entire 10. That is not fully paid up. Second is company called entire 10, but the public didn't pay any one of the installments. That also will come under the not fully paid up category. Understood? Okay, now we'll do this problem. If you want, you can just write this for you to understand. I mean how it is not fully paid up and all. Okay, we'll start this question in the same format. I'll do this. Yes. So the balance sheet, what you have to write first is balance sheet as H. Give the date. The date and this heading must be there always. Balance sheet as H. It is, okay, the date is not given specifically, so you put some dots. Then the column headings, particulars, not number, amount. And here we have actually, okay, you write like this. First one, the main heading, equity and liabilities. Equity and liabilities. Below that first one, shareholders fund. Below shareholders fund, what do we have? That is share capital. Just read the question. Are they asking you to do the entire balance sheet? No. Just read the last sentence. How will be share capital shown in the balance sheet of Strong Limited? Only the share capital they are asking for. So no need to write reserves and surplus. You can just stop with this. So entire balance sheet we are not doing. The balance sheet will not tally. You just have to show how the share capital appears. Do we have any premium in this question? Premium is not there. If there is premium, that will come under reserves and surplus. Securities premium reserve. Okay, again share capital, you just write note number 1, and now we'll start note to accounts. Your balance sheet will get over with this. The only one item which you have to show in this question, not the entire balance sheet. Amount we can't write now. For that we have to do the working note. Working note is this, note to accounts. What's the format of note to accounts? Particulars and amount column. Particulars and amount column. The first one, what you have to write is, write like this itself. First one, what did we write or what are we writing now? It's a share capital classification we are showing. So you write share capital. Below that, we have to show the three classification or three categories under share capital. No need to write three headings first. You write one by one. Okay. You first write authorized capital. Then, no need to write issued capital now. You just write authorized capital. What are the other names? It is also known as registered or nominal capital. Means the maximum capital company can raise. So in this question, the maximum capital company can raise is registered with capital, that is registered capital or authorized capital. And the amount is rupees 10 lakhs. Directly you can't write that 10 lakhs. This is how you have to write. How many shares they have? 1 lakh equity shares of rupees 10 each. That denomination you have to show. So it is 1 lakh, specify is it equity or preference. So here it is equity shares. So 1 lakh equity shares of rupees 10 each. Then in the amount column you can write 10 lakhs. Double line that amount. Every amount you will be doing like this. Okay. This is how you have to write. The division also we have to show. How it is 10 lakhs. What is the face value? What is the number of shares? Then second, now you can write the second category, that is issued capital. How many shares did they issue? They issued 75,000. So you write here 75,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each. So the amount is 7,50,000. Double line that. Okay. So now we finished 2 heads. Then the third one is subscribed capital. Then before you write the figures, you have to think whether it is subscribed and fully paid up or subscribed but not fully paid up. And in this question, we already discussed that since they say like directors called rupees 10 and we received, the company received entire 10. So we have only subscribed and fully paid up category. How many shares did they subscribe? They are not subscribing 75, they are subscribing only 70. So you write subscribed capital, then you write subscribed and fully paid up heading, then you give that number 70,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each. So the amount is rupees 7 lakhs. Double line this. Now your note to accounts is over because not fully paid up category is not there in this question. This thing I just explained as an example. So in this question you don't need this. So this note to accounts will get over with this subscribed and fully paid up. And now one more thing is there, one more step is there. We haven't written the amount in the balance sheet. This is not to accounts only. So which amount you have to take? Which one actually did the company receive? Did we receive this 10 lakhs? No, that is the maximum you can raise. But you didn't raise so much. Then, did we receive 7 lakh 50? No, you issued so much but they didn't subscribe. So what we got is only 7 lakhs. So this figure, only this figure will appear in your balance sheet now. Understood? That subscribed and fully paid up, that is the amount which you received, which you can write in the amount column against share capital. So this is how you have to do the balance sheet. So in certain questions, along with journal entries, they will be asking you to do the balance sheet also. So you must be thorough with this format and this subdivision of share capital. The next question we will do, illustration 2. Go through the question. There also authorized capital is given. Then company issued 1,80,000 shares. Then the split up is given. 50 is what you are, 50 is the face value and the division is application 15, 20 and the balance with the call money. Then issue was fully subscribed, meaning is we issued 1,80,000, the public subscribed 1,80,000. Understood? And the company allotted shares to all the applicants. The company did not make the call during the year. Okay, company allotted shares to all 1,80,000 applicants. Sorry, not 1,80,000 applicants. The total they applied for 1,80,000 shares. Company did not make the call during the year. Did you see that? Company did not make the call during the year. Call means the first call. We have only first and final call here. One call is there. And the company did not make the call. So which category is this? Is it subscribed and fully paid it or subscribed but not fully paid it? Already I explained that. Company has not called rupees 10 in the previous question. They called only 8. If that is the situation, it will come under not fully paid it. So here in this question, we have only not fully paid up category. We can't write fully paid up. Here we have only not fully paid up. The reason is company did not make the call. Okay. So now we'll start the balance sheet. Are they asking you to show the entire balance sheet? No, they are asking you to show the share capital only and the note to accounts. Though they don't specifically ask you to show note to accounts, you must show that. Because when they say like show share capital in the balance sheet, automatically you will have to do the note to accounts to show the subdivision. So that should be always there, note to accounts, even if they don't ask. So now we'll start. You give the heading. This is illustration 2. Balance sheet as H. Give the date, particulars, not number and amount. So first one, the heading, the main heading you write equity and liabilities. Then below that, first one, shareholders fund. Then we have share capital, only share capital you need to show. Against that you write not number 1. With that your balance sheet is over. In the previous question, did we double line that amount column? Okay, just double line this in the previous question. The 7 lakhs when you take it to the balance sheet, just double line it. Okay. So amount we can't write now. For that you have to do note to accounts. So draw the format of note to accounts. So the format is particulars and 1 amount column. And the first heading is share capital. We are going to show the subdivision of this. Below that, first one is the first subhead under share capital. The division is authorized capital or nominal or registered. Usually we will be using the term authorized. Here authorized number is 2 lakh equity shares of rupees 50 each. Just take the number and figures carefully. 2 lakh equity shares of rupees 50 each. So the face value is 50. So the amount will be 2 lakh into 50, that is 10 lakhs. Then the next one, issued capital. Did I miss 1 0 there? Okay, sorry. This is not 10 lakhs. It will become 1 crore. 2 lakhs into not 5. No, it is 2 lakhs into 50. So it's 1 crore. Then issued capital. How many shares did the company issue? Just read the question. The company issued 1,80,000 shares. So you write 1,80,000. Specify it whether it is equity or preference. So equity shares of rupees. The face value itself we issued, that is 50 each. And the amount is 1,18,000 to 50, that is 90 lakhs. So write that in the amount column, then you double line this. Then third category is subscribed capital. And under subscribed capital, we have only not fully paid up category. Reason is company has not made the call. So we have only not fully paid up. So you write subscribed but not fully paid up. Subscribed but not fully paid up. Here how many shares did the public subscribe? Issue was fully subscribed. So it is 1,80,000. Then how it became not fully paid up category? Because the company did not make the call. That is how it became not fully paid up. The public subscribed entire 1 lakh equity shares, 1,80,000 equity shares of rupees 50 each. That is the actual face value. But now the company called only how much? Only the application and the allotment company is calling, asking for payment. So what is application and allotment total? It will be 15 plus 20, 35. So the company called up only rupees 35. This is how you have to write under not fully paid up category. 1,80,000 they subscribed and the face value is rupees 50 each. But the company called up only 35. That is how it became not fully paid up category. How we got this 35? Application and allotment company called. It is 20 plus 50. So 35 called up by the company. So it is 63 lakhs the amount. 63 lakhs means how we are getting that? It is 1,80,000 into, can we do 50? No, the company called only 35. So company got only 35. So 1,80,000 into 35, it is 63 lakhs. You can double line this. And the 63 lakhs now you can take it to the balance sheet. Just take the balance sheet now. Don't forget to write this amount in the balance sheet. So you have to now post this amount in the balance sheet, 63 lakhs. This is what we received finally. 1 crore and all we could raise, but what we received is only 63 lakhs. Understood? We'll work out one more question. Okay. One more balance sheet question we'll do. Illustration number 3. Read the question. We have authorized capital there. Then issued number is given. The difference here is they have issued equity shares and preference shares. So 2 sentences you will have to write. Normally it will be like 1 lakh equity shares of 10 each. With that, now there will be one more item like so many preference shares of 10 each or 100 each according to the question. Then applications were received for, that means subscribed capital or subscribed number is given. You have to read each and every word actually. Now I am just going through the question. But when you do, you have to read each and every word of the question. Entire nominal value or face value of equity shares and rupees 80 on preference shares. See the face value. Equity share face value is 10 and entire face value company called. For preference shares face value is 100 but company called only rupees 80. Did you see that last sentence? And the amount called was received. Understood? Show share capital in the balance sheet of the company. So what is the situation here? Equity shares company fully called. So that will come under fully paid. Whereas for preference shares, face value is actually 100, the actual value, but company called only 80. So that will come under not fully paid. So we have 2 categories here. So we'll start the balance sheet. As usual, you write the balance sheet heading, balance sheet as at. If the date is given, you write the date. Balance sheet date is not given. So draw the format, column headings you write, particulars, not number and amount. Then the main head, equity and liabilities. First one, shareholders fund. Then A, you can write share capital. Are they asking you to do entire balance sheet? No. So with share capital you can stop. This not number need to be small. Accidentally, I drew one big column for that. You just draw one small column. Then, note to accounts. Particulars and amount column. So it is share capital and the division we are going to write. The first is authorized capital. Authorized number is, here you have to write 2, that means equity and preference share separately. The number is directly given in the question, you just have to copy. It is 4 lakh equity shares of rupees 10 each. So that is 40 lakhs. Don't double line now because we have preference shares also. 10,000 preference shares of rupees 100 each. See, these preference shareholders cannot become owners. Only equity shareholders can become owners. But there is one advantage for preference shares. They will get a regular rate of dividend. Dividend is the return earned on shares. So, preference shareholders will be getting a regular rate of a fixed rate of dividend, the return they will be getting, whatever that happens. But for equity shareholders, since they are the owners, they are the residual owners. Residual means after giving to all other parties, all other shareholders and all other related parties, if there is balance, that can be given to equity shareholders. So, regularly they will not be getting a dividend, a return, but these will be having a preferential right. Preferential right means they will be paid a fixed rate of dividend. Okay, so this is how you have to write. Total it and double line that total. The next subhead is issued capital. Under issued capital, how many shares? Equity shares, it's 2,75,000. Equity shares of rupees 10 each. So 27,50,000. Then before you double line, you have to write equity shares. It is 10,000, 10%. Preference shares of 100 each. 10,000. See, did you see this 10%? That is the rate of dividends. Preference shares of rupees 100 each. For shares, the return is called dividend. It is not interest. The 10% is dividend. So the amount is 10 lakhs. Now you can write the total and double line. So this is issued capital altogether. 37 lakh. 50,000. Then we have subscribed capital, and in this question under subscribed capital you must write both heads, because for equity shares it is fully subscribed, whereas for preference shares it is not fully paid up. Okay, subscribed and fully paid up. It's for equity shares. How many shares did they subscribe? 2,50,000. We had issued 2,75,000, but they subscribed 2,50,000. But still we can say that it is fully subscribed. Fully subscribed means, subscribed and fully paid up. It's not fully subscribed, it's fully paid up. They subscribed only 2,50,000. We had issued 2,75,000. But even then you can write it under fully paid up category. We are not writing fully subscribed and fully paid up. Subscribed, how much? 2,50,000 shares they subscribed. Fully paid up means entire face value they paid up. Whereas for preference shares, what happened? The company didn't call the entire amount, isn't it? Only rupees 80 called up. So it is coming under not fully paid up. Don't consider like fully subscribed. It's not fully subscribed. Though the company issued 2,75,000. They subscribed only 2,50,000. But even then, it is fully paid up, so you can write it under fully paid up category. So subscribed and fully paid up 2,50,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each. So 25 lakhs. Then we'll write preference shares, but for preference shares, you have to write it under subscribed. So you write that heading, but not fully paid up. Subscribed but not fully paid up. It is 10,000. 10% preference shares of rupees. The face value is actually 100 of rupees 100 each, but the company called only 80, isn't it? 80, no? Just see. Rupees 80 called up, yes. So how will you write the amount now? 10,000 into, don't do 100 because we called up only rupees 80. So 10,000 into 80, so that is rupees 8 lakhs. Now we can just add the subscribed capital and write that is 33 lakhs. Subscribed, not fully paid up and fully paid up category together it is 33 lakhs. So how much will you write in the balance sheet? This 33 lakhs should go in the balance sheet. Take the actual format of balance sheet and you just write that 33 lakhs there. And double line this total. Okay, total means the share capital amount. So this is how you have to do the balance sheet, and in this question we have both subscribed and fully paid up. Same time we have not fully paid up category also.